of thing. So today we'll start the new unit, right? So let me open the PPT. Am I audible? Anybody can?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So unit 4, right? So it's about smart infrastructure and the user interface. So sorry, user experience. So in this unit, whatever the topic we will see, right? So those topics will uh, divide into three part. So the first part it's about the sensor, right? So in that we will see like what is sensor, how it will work, and then some common type of sensor, right? Which we generally use in our normal life. So that we'll see. In the second part, it's about like uh, the application of IoT, right? Or application of wireless sensor network. So we will see like the concept of smart homes, smart meters, smart mobility, smart public safety, smart sanitization, uh, then smart security and smart surveillance, right? So this is all about like how we can make the system smart or how we can make the system automatic, right? So that we'll see in the third part, right? So that is basically about the AR VR, right? So it's a augmented reality and the virtual reality, right? So today we will see like in gaming purpose or some of the application like for training purpose, right? We are we are doing some task virtually, right? So that is for learning purpose, for example, for training purpose, right? So in that we are using this AR VR. Also for the entertainment purpose, like if you want to uh, feel like you are inside some virtual environment, right? So in that time we are using this VR box. So that we'll see in the third part, AR and VR technology, right? Augmented reality and the virtual reality. So we'll start uh, today the first part, that is the sensor, right? So we can say like we are right now living in the era of automation, right? Everywhere you will find the automation, right? And for that automation, right, what is the main thing we need? So in that, like, you need a system. In that system you have like some devices which will continuously monitoring some parameter, right, or some condition. So for that, whatever devices we are using, right, so those devices are nothing but the sensor. So every automatic system, you can say like it has three parts. One is like the devices which will take measure some data, monitor some data, monitor some environment parameter, right? After that it will send it to the processor or the processing unit, right? Or microcontroller. And once the data will process, right, your system will take the decision like what task should happen. So in that they will send the command to some actuators. So actuator means the motor or the linear actuator, hydraulic actuator, or hydraulic pump, pneumatic pump, right? So or to do some action. So these these three things are there in automation, right? But the first thing is the sensor, right? So which we use to acquire the data, right? Uh, so to design the automated device, first we need the sensors, right? And the sensor, we can say like are the modules, or they are the device which are helpful in the making thing done without human intervention, right? So without taking part in any action, right? Everything will happen automatically, right? So in that, the sensor will play a big role. So we will say like where sensor we use. So the best example is like your mobile phone or smartphone, right? So in that you have the sensor like hole sensor, it has the proximity sensor, it has the accelerometer, it has the touch sensor, it has the microphone, so it is also kind of a sensor. Microphone is a sound sensor, right, which will use to sense the sound. So you have like sometimes we have experience, like if you are calling somebody, during that call, if you will put that phone near to your ear, right, automatically your screen will lock, right? So there they are using uh, a, a kind of proximity sensor. So whenever you are doing like call at that time, if somebody will touch your phone, something is touched to your screen, then it may chance like your phone will disconnect, right? So for that they have put such kind of sensor, right? It also has sensors like Hall sensor and accelerometer. So accelerometer means it will tell you about like what direction, at what alignment your phone you have placed, right? So such kind of sensors are there in your phone also. So these all sensors. So these all the sensors, right? They are like work like our some part of our body, right? Like for a human to sense something, right? We have some uh, body part like the eyes, ear, nose, right? Uh, so you can compare the sensor with your body part, right? So like we have the camera, right? So that is also kind of a sensor. That camera you can say it's a work like a eye, right? So when you insert a camera in your some of your system, right, it will work like the eye of your system, right? So you can compare the camera with the eye. Then you have the uh, the voice recognition sensor, right? So that is kind of like microphone, right? So they will work as like your ear. If something, some voice is there, some audio is there, right, some kind of sound is there, then that kind of sensor or a microphone, right, they can sense that thing. So you can compare it with your ear. Then we have some gas sensor, right, which will sense the presence of some gas, so that will work as your nose. Then we have touch sensor, which will work like uh, somebody will touch you, or maybe like your skin, right? So your skin have the sense, like if somebody touch, you will know like somebody has touch you. So that kind of sensor also we have. So any sense like human have, all those kind of sensor we have, right? uh, So the sensor, we can say like it's a sensor can be defined as a device which can be used to sense or detect the physical quantity, and such physical quantities like force, pressure, strain, light, temperature, right, etc. So such kind of physical quantity, right, the device which will measure such kind of quantity are known as a sensor, right? And once they will sense such quantity, what they will do, they will convert it into the desired output, right? So most of the time that output is a kind of a electrical signal, right? And will send after that that electrical signal at some different place for processing or for measurement or for observation. So sensor is a device that detects the change in the environment, right? In the other way, if you, in alternative way, if you want to give the definition of sensor, right, then you can say like sensor is a device that detects the change in the environment, right? So in the environment, definitely you have the parameter like force, pressure, temperature, right? So whenever some change will happen in the environment, right, your sensor will detect that change. And once they will detect the change, right, they will respond to that changes, and they will generate some output, right? And then that output they will provide to some other system, right? So that way also you can define the sensor. So sensor converts a physical phenomena in a measurable, like analog voltage, sometimes digital signal, like the digital voltage, right? That is, you will see like in the form of binary 0 or 1, right? And once it will converted, right, that will converted into the human readable display or transmitted for the reading or further processing, right? So once your sensor will sense the change in the environment, sense the change in the physical quantity, right, they will generate some measurable signal, right? And those signal most of the time are in the form of voltage, right? So that they will send that signal to some other system, right? In that system maybe you have a display through which you can read some parameter, or you will transmit the signal for further processing, right? Right, so the sensor, they perform some input function by sensing or by feeling the physical change in the characteristic of a system in the response to a stimuli, right? So these are different way to define the sensor, right? So what task sensor will perform? So the sensor perform, like, it has some input function, and that input function is by sensing or feeling the physical change in the environment or in the characteristic of a system, right? It is not always there like you will put the sensor in the environment only, right? Sometimes you will put the sensor on some device, some system. So whatever the characteristic of that system, right, that change will reflect the sensor, right? And once it will sense the change, then it will respond to that stimuli, right? So for example, like we'll talk about the heat, right? So heat is also a kind of physical quantity. So the heat, to measure the heat, to measure the change in the heat, right? To measure the change in the temperature, we have the temperature sensor. So what temperature sensor will do? It will sense the change in the heat and it will convert that to in the electrical signal, right? Or we have the pressure sensor, which will sense the pressure of atmosphere, right? And it will convert to the electric signal, right? So that kind of sensor is known as a barometer, right? So maybe you heard that device name, barometer, right? So that will measure the atmospheric pressure, right? And whatever they measure, right, this temperature sensor, this barometer, they will generate a electrical signal, right? So in few cases, a sensor alone may not be sufficient to analyze the obtained signal, right? So in some case you will find like uh, the sensor is not in the form of a simple, a small component, right? You'll find like it's a kind of a device in which you, if you open it, you'll find like apart from one single component, it may contain more than one component, right? So that is because some sensor, some physical quantity you can't measure through a single component, right? You have to add some additional device, additional component, right, to measure the that physical parameter in a better way, right, or in a proper manner. So in such cases, you will find like it has a signal conditioning unit, right? So this signal conditioning unit is generally used to convert whatever the signal generated by the sensor, right? This signal conditioning unit make them in a readable form. So it is used in order to maintain the sensor output voltage level in the desired range with respect to the end device that we are using. So some devices, right, some sensor will generate output signal, but that the level of that signal is not that much of sufficient that you can transmit at some other device, or you will use that in some other system, right? So you have to add some signal conditioning unit. So this signal conditioning unit is nothing but a kind of device, right, or some equipment which will take the sensor output and it will generate the signal in the better way, or in the form which you can use in some other device or in some other system, right? So in the signal conditioning unit, right, what what it will do? So mainly it will perform the task or some process like the amplification, filtering, modification, right? So this signal conditioning unit, the output of the sensor are sometimes amplified, sometimes filtered, sometimes modified, and it will convert it that signal into some desired form, right? So whatever the form you need, sometimes you need voltage, sometimes you need current, sometimes you need like a display kind of thing, right? To just see the waveforms. So whatever form you need, right, you can generate using this signal conditioning unit, right? But whenever you have the sensor, right, this signal conditioning unit is a part of your sensor. So you will not feel like the two separate devices, right? You have a single device. In that device you have sensor as well as this signal conditioning unit. But for us it's a single unit that we call as a sensor. So if we'll give the example for to understand this signal conditioning unit, the best example is microphone, right? So the microphone we will consider as it will detect the audio signal, and once it will sense the audio, or we can say voice, right? Then it will convert that audio to output voltage form, right? So you will see like whenever you have microphone, the second it is connected with your amplifier through a wire, right? Or a kind of a uh, tape or audio player kind of device, right, in which that will connect the microphone. So whenever you speak, right, that microphone will convert that audio signal into a electric signal, and through wire it will reach to that device, right, that audio player kind of device, that is amplifier. So microphone will do, it will convert the audio signal into the electric signal, and that is in the form of the voltage. But the level of that voltage or the value of that output voltage is in some range of millivolt, right? So millivolt means 10 raised to minus 3 volt, means 1 upon 1000. So it's a kind of like 0.01 volt. In that much of range the output voltage is generated, right? And the 0.001 volt, that much of low voltage, right, you can't use to operate some other device, right? Whatever the electronics device you will use, at least you need some 5 volt, right? So whatever the voltage generated by microphone, that is too low to operate some other device. So what we'll do with microphone, generally we are using a device, right, that audio player kind of device. That device is nothing but the you consider as a signal conditioning unit, and that is the amplifier, right? So what the amplifier will do, it will increase the strength of your signal. So it will convert that millivolt kind of signal into some volt, and then you can use that volt to operate some other circuit or some other device, right? uh, Now this signal conditioning unit, right, it's like it's not compulsory, it may not necessary for all the sensor, right? So for example, the sensor like the photodiode, light detect detector resistor, LDR, right? So such kind of sensor, like they do not need any kind of this signal conditioning device, right? It is photodiode, is used to sense the presence of light, and this LDR, it's a kind of sensor in which it will give you the reading of light, like the intensity of light. So this LDR output is like in the morning we have the full light, so at the time it will give some higher reading, and when it is like evening or in the night it will give the like zero output, right? So this LDR generally we are using in automatic street light controlling, right? So you will find like some place you will find the street light in which you will see like in the morning it is automatically switch off, and when uh, uh, in the day in the night time it is automatically start, so it will start automatically like say like whenever the sun will set, so about some 7 or 8 o'clock it will automatically start, and in the morning some 6 and 7 o'clock at that time when sun will rise, at that time automatically it will switch off. So that kind of automatic street light controlling, right? We are using this LDR. So LDR, what it will do? It will sense the intensity of light. So you have to program like that. Whenever you have that much of intensity of light, that time you have to switch on the street light, and whenever it will go in this range, then you have to switch off, right? So in such kind of sensor, you do not need any signal condition, right? Whatever the output generated by the sensor, you directly use uh, for further processing, or you can directly connect that signal to your processor or microcontroller, right? Sometimes you will also find like some sensor will have like ADC, analog to digital converter, right? So this ADC is also kind of the device which you can consider as a signal conditioning unit, right? So what it will do, uh, whatever the signal generated by the sensor are mostly in the form of analog, right? So sometimes your processor need the digital signal, right? So what you have to do, you have to convert the analog signal into digital form. So this ADC is a kind of a device which will convert the analog signal to the digital signal. Okay, like most of the time you have you want to measure the range, the parameter value, like it will start from 0, it will go to 1 2 3 4 5, in that range if you want to uh, measure some parameter, then whatever sensor you're using, that sensor will generate the analog kind of signal. But some type of sensor which will just give you like uh, the condition or like the state like yes or no, like two state only, at that time you can use the digital kind of signal, right? So for example, a sensor which is PIR sensor, I will show you the image. So that PIR is passive infrared sensor. So what is the function of that sensor? It will just sense the presence of a human, right? So in that sensor you need to find like person is present or not present, so yes or no. So in that kind of sensor you just need to generate the digital kind of signal, right? So based on what parameter we are measuring in your application, what parameter you need, what value you need, right? So based on that your sensor is designed, right? So sometimes you will find this ADC as a part of your sensor, right? So based on that we will also categorize the sensor, that we'll see in the further lecture, right? uh, Sometimes in some kind of sensor you will find computer or display kind of device attached with your sensor, right? So that is like it has the DAQ software. So DAQ means data acquisition software, right? That is generally used for like to monitor something, to visualize something, right? And that also will like they will logging the data or analyze the data, right? So whenever such kind of devices you are using with your sensor, then it will be like a device, right? So you will see you will find some of the device in your laboratory, right, which are generally used to measure some parameter. For example, if you talk about the civil engineering, then you have some devices which are used to find the leveling of the soil, or to find the how much the surface is tilt, right, how much surface is smooth, right? So for that you have some leveling devices, right? So in that definitely we are using some sensor. You may have some devices which will give you the value of like pH value of the water, right? You just need to put some the devices inside the water, and it will tell you like what is the pH value of that water, right? So you have to measure the to find the pH value, you have a device, right? So actually the device, it's nothing but a sensor, right? So along with the sensor it has a display, so it will show you the pH value in the form of the digit, right, like 1 2 3 like that, right? So at that time we are using additional this kind of the display, this kind of the software, right, sometimes with your sensor, right? But the whole device you can consider as a sensor, right? Most of the sensor cannot work independently, right? So sufficient input voltage should be applied to it. So some of the sensor like you have to apply the power supply, right? They will not work independently, right? So for example, the thermometer, right? If you'll remember, whenever you have a fever you will go to the doctor, right? They will place a thermometer on your tongue, and they will find like what is the temperature of your body. So the thermometer is a kind of sensor which will give you, which will measure, which will find the temperature parameter of your body, right? So uh, so you can see like whenever they measure the temperature through thermometer, they will not give any power supply. The thermometer does not have any battery, does not need the power supply, right? So some sensor will work independently, but for some sensor you have to give the voltage. For example, some ultrasonic sensor. So in ultrasonic sensor what will happen, it will generate a kind of signal, right? And once they will reflect back, they will find the distance. So in that, once you will give the power supply, then and only then it will start to work. So some sensors are independently work independently, some sensors are cannot work independently. So in such case you have to provide the sufficient power supply or sufficient input voltage to the sensor. So based on that, sensor are categorized like active and passive sensors. So that we'll see in the further lectures. Various sensors have different operating range, right? And which should be considered while you working with those sensor. Else what happens, the sensor may get damaged permanently, right? So the sensor have some limitation, like it will work in some, for example, that range of temperature condition, right? So if your condition, your environment will go beyond that, then what happened, that sensor will damage, right? So for example, some sensor have like they are capable of measuring the pressure of, for example, some of the Newton, or some of the Pascal, and if you will go beyond that range, then your sensor or your device may damage, right? So you have to consider that operating range, right? And in that range only you have to work. So perfect definition of sensor we can give like we can give like a sensor. It's a device which detects or sense the change in the ambient condition or in the state of another device or a system, and forward or process that information in a certain manner. Right? So this is, you can say like a perfect definition, right? Right? Uh, the perfect definition of sensor. Right? You can also like give the device which detects or measure a physical property and records, indicates, or otherwise respond to it. It's known as a sensor. So there are different definition of sensor. So these are some example or the picture of the sensor, like the first sensor which is a PIR, right? Passive infrared. So you can see like I have shown that image from the top view and the bottom view. Both view I have shown. If you see like there is a single sensor, but if you see like the first image, you will see like different electronics component like capacitor, some resistor, right? Some IC are there. Right? So you can see like this will work as a signaling unit, right? See, in that you find like more than one component, so it needs some devices for processing, right? And this PIR sensor generally used to sense the presence of a person. So wherever you will find the like in some mall, whenever you will reach near to in lift also, right? Whenever you reach near to the door will open, automatically open, right? In some of your hotel or in some of your building, you will find the bathroom, like whenever you enter in the bathroom, then and only then the light will switch on. Otherwise, when you leave the bathroom, then it will automatically switch off. So in such kind of application, in such uh, 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 kind of facility, right, we are using this PIR sensor, right? In the lift, in the door, in the bathroom, right? Similar way, the ultrasonic sensor, right? So it's look like somebody is looking at you, right? It's kind of like two eye. So this it's a ultrasonic sensor, and that is generally used to find the distance between any object, right? So if somebody you will place in front of ultrasonic sensor, right? Then ultrasonic sensor will give you the range, like it is what distance place, right? So the it will find the distance between two objects, or it will find like whatever the object which is front of your sensor, it is how much far from you, right? So in that these two eye is nothing but one is work as a transmitter, one is work as a receiver, right? So uh, it will send a signal that say once some object in front of that sensor, it will reflect back from the that place, and whenever it will receive by the receiver, right, it will check like what distance that signal has traveled, and by that they will find the distance, right? So for each and every sensor there is a specific different principle is used in that sensor, different phenomena used in that sensor. Their working type is also different, right? In some sensors some parameters are changing, in some sensors some other parameters are changing, right? Then the camera, so you will see like Raspberry Pi camera, right? So the Raspberry Pi, maybe you heard, I don't know, but it's a kind of development board, right, or microcontroller, which we generally use in IoT application, in the application in which we have to deal with images, we have to deal with the uh, video, right? So in such kind of application where your data have the like you need more processing power, right? There we are using the Raspberry Pi module, right? So with that module, if you want to capture the image or video, then it has you have to attach a Raspberry Pi camera with that, right? So the camera, we know like it's work as a sensor, right? uh, so this Raspberry Pi module, right? Its cost is about like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, but that can work as your CPU, right? If you connect your monitor with the Raspberry Pi module, right? Then it can work as a your PC or CPU or your computer, right? So that much of processing power this Raspberry Pi has, right? Similar to your PC, which so this Raspberry Pi have like 1 GB, 2 GB RAM, right? So that much of RAM it has. Then one more sensor, that is the smoke detection sensor. So the smoke detection sensor, right? This is also you will find everywhere, right? It will give you the fire alert. So wherever you find like the fire alert system, in that they are using this kind of smoke detection sensor. So once it will see the smoke, some smoke, right? Then they will give the alert. Right? So these are some different sensors. Then to measure the temperature and humidity of in the environment, right? We have the this kind of temperature humidity sensor. So this sensor generally we use in the some of the agriculture application. So if you are developing some IoT application which is in the agriculture domain, then you can use this kind of sensor. Okay? Apart from this sensor, like you can see like we have the sensor to measure the touch, we have the sensor to measure the presence of metal, right? This kind of sensor used in the industry to sense the presence of metal, right? Or some material is metal or not, right? We have the sensor like IR sensor, right? Which we are using every day in our TV remote, in our AC remote, right? So wherever you find such similar kind of wireless sensor, wireless remote, right? In which you will see like one kind of LED is there. So they are nothing but the IR sensor. Right? So that kind of sensor also we are using. Then we have like smoke sensor, we have the gas sensor, we have the color sensor which will sense like whatever the object we have placed in front of that, so the object have which color, right? So this kind of sensor generally used in the industry, like you have the plant, you have a process chain in which you will place a sensor, so they wherever the object will come in front of some device, right? It will tell you like what is that object or what is the color of that object, right? So based on that you will take the decision like what the next process is. You have like some sensor which will deal with the uh, liquid or fluid, right? So we have like the water flow sensor which will give you the value of like what is the flow of the sensor, or what is the flow of the water, right? Then we have the soil moisture sensor to measure the moisture inside the soil. We have the rain sensor which will give you the reading like the, there is a rain or not. Uh, we have the sensor to like to find like the presence of alcohol. So this kind of sensor we use in the car, like whenever somebody is drunk, right? The car will not start. Right? So in that place we are using this alcohol sensor, or like whenever you will find like the police are checking like in some festival like you have drunk or are driving or not, right? So for that they have a device, so they will they will tell you like to like place that device in front of your mouth, right? So in that they are using the alcohol sensor, right? So whatever physical quantity you have, right? For that you can develop the sensor, right? Or we can say like we have for that purpose we have sensor nowadays, right? And that is because everything we want automatic, and to make something automatic you have some sensor to take the decision, right? To check the parameter, right? So uh, we can say like the sensor is sense some physical quantity, measure some physical quantity, right? And once it will measure, it will convert that into some signal form, and generally that signal is the electrical signal, right? The form of the current or voltage, most of the time voltage. Now this this is the main, we can see the function of sensor. So how the sensor will work? So sensor react on changing the physical condition by altering their electrical property, right? So the most artificial sensors rely on electronic system to capture, analyze and relay the information about the environment, right? So based on like changing the physical condition, they will change the property, they will change the parameter, they will change the value of the electrical signal. So this, we can say like in the working of sensor, there always you'll find a electronic system, right, or electronic circuit. So this electronic system rely on the same principle as electrical circuit to work, right? So the ability to control the flow of electric energy is very important, right? So how your sensor is controlling, dealing with this electrical signal, right? That is also very important, right, when you talk about the working of the sensor. So the sensor converts the stimuli such as heat, light, sound, motion, right, pressure into some electrical signal, and the signal are passed through an interface that convert them into the binary code and passes this on to the computer or some microcontroller to be processed, right, for processing. So sensor converts the physical action to the measured into electrical equivalent and processes it so that the electrical signal can be easily sent and further processed. The sensor can output whether an object is present or not, right? That I already told. That is kind of a binary, right? So it's a digital sensor, right? Or sometimes it will it will give you like the value, like what measurement values, right? And that is in the some range. So at that time the signal generated is a form of analog. Many sensor will work or act as a switch, right? So switch means that will start something, they will stop something, right? So like for example I have given like that automatic street light controlling, right? In that we have just need like switch kind of thing, right? So and in that case the LDR can work as a switch. So many sensors act as a switch controlling the flow of electric charge through the circuit, right? So switches are an important part of electronics as the, they change the state of the circuit, right, on and off. So component of sensor such as, right, so you will find the component in the sensor like the integrated IC, which will you will see like the black color IC, right? You can also call it as a chip. Also you will find some kind of electronics component like transistor, diode, resistor, capacitor, right? And all these kind of devices are the semiconductor, they are made of the semiconductor material or semiconductor devices, right? And using this all it will work as a switch, right? So this transistor itself in electronics work as a switch. So generally in the sensor you will find this kind of component, right, electronics component. Also you can say like the sensor consists of three components. Not small component, but if you want to give a class of the component, then you can say like it have mainly three components, three different type of components, right? So the first class of that component are the sensing section, that will contain the sensor itself, which is based on some particular technology, right? The variety of different technology are used, right? And based on that you have to choose your sensor, right? So you have to choose the sensor which is using the technology which is fit for your application, right? Then the second thing in your sensor module you will find that is the processing circuitry, right? So circuit is always there, and what is the function of that circuit? It will convert the physical variable, physical quantity into a electrical variable or electrical signal, right? And one signal is generated, right? You will find like in your sensor you have the kind of facility that will give you the output. So the signal output, it's you will consider as a component right, that contains the electron is connected to a control system, right? So this way also you can say like main three component a sensor. So we'll stop here. The next lecture today just we have see the brief overview about like what is sensor, how it will work, right? Different example I have given, right? Question? Anybody have any question?